Class is in session at Camel's Hump Middle School in Richmond, but these students are not learning math or going over the rules of grammar.
Isn't that stealing?
Oh no, it's the 5-figure discount. I'm just gonna put in my bed. You know what? I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back tomorrow. It's not really stealing. We're gonna watch it and put it back and no one's gonna know, okay? So
what they are learning is how to recognize and deal with peer pressure. It's a topic at the forefront of education around the country, and Vermont is no exception.
Aiden, do you feel like you can describe to Savannah what you understood last week from peer pressure?
Peer pressure is kind of when somebody, a friend or a peer, is asking you to do something that you might not necessarily want to do.
Recently, Camel's Hump partnered with University of Vermont Extension to offer this class to a group of 6th graders at the school and their parents. It's the Strengthening Families program for parents and youth aged 10 to 14. It's part of a nationwide program called PROSPER.
PROSPER stands for Promoting School Community University Partnerships to Enhance Resilience.
Though the name may sound complex, the idea is fairly simple. It's to teach children and their parents the skills to help support the youth with good decision-making and communication.
Youth are learning to prepare for their teen years. They're learning how to handle stress effectively and in positive, good ways to handle stress. How to avoid peer pressure, how to have positive peer pressure on others, and then also how to avoid drugs and alcohol. But it's how to say no, but with still keeping your friends.
The program was developed at Iowa State Extension and is designed to be implemented by a team that includes the university, the school, and the community. Here in Vermont, the program is offered in Lyndonville as well as at Camel's Hump.
For me, drug and alcohol prevention is really all around decision-making and kids being actively engaged in more positive activities. So
Mark Carbone is the principal at Camel's Hump. He hopes that PROSPER will help the school and the students be more engaged in their community.
What I'm hoping to see is, a broader expanse of the things that kids are engaged in after school, expanding our after-school program, getting kids more involved, having kids be more active and more articulate in terms of what their needs are, and also, then being able to access more and more community resources, or just access the resources that are already there that we don't know are there, and that the community sees these kids as, members that are doing stuff and are being positive.
I think that's great. I've always liked helping people and doing stuff for the community.
Ellie Bassell is in 6th grade. She and her mother have been participating in the sessions.
We weren't entirely sure at first, only because of our schedules and how we could make this work, but the more I learned about the program, I thought it would be a great idea, and so we've been here.
The program meets for 7 weeks. Each session offers dinner and childcare to those who need it. After dinner, the students and their parents spend time with their peers and then together in a group.
We're doing simultaneous things with the same topic, but we're doing it as it pertains to the parent and as it pertains to the child, and then we come together for that second hour and we're using the tools that we've learned as the parents, as the child, with the communication piece and putting it all together with some role-playing and some games and some activities and just some one-on-one and some group events as well.
Without our parents, we've talked a lot about peer pressure and what will happen when we start getting older and our friends are coming to us for stuff, and the choices that we make affect so many different things in life. And then with our families, we learned a lot about making our relationship stronger and helping to work problems out.
While parents are getting information and tools, PROSPER is not a parenting class.
It's not a parenting class. It's about, how do you structure environments and how do you have conversations with young people that help them make good decisions and, be productive in contributing members in their community and in their families. It's not about parenting. It's about, how do you be a good citizen and how do you be a good person.
How do you think this might help you in the future?
Especially with the peer pressure thing, I know everyone experiences that, and I think that it's good to be able to have practice on how to do that and how to handle it now. So when the time comes and I need it, I'll be able to use that and not get myself into big trouble.
But are there other ideas that you heard that you thought, hey, you know what, I think maybe I will use that?
Yeah, well, there's a peer pressure thing. I definitely know some people, not me personally, but people in my class that have been, not as serious as some of the things we've been practicing, but some things like that, and maybe it would happen to me someday.
Absolutely. Yep. Research has proven time and time again that if you practice these skills and you actually know what you're going to do before you're in a situation, you're more able to actually follow through. Right. Yeah, makes sense, right? It's helping young people at a very critical time to look at their parents as resources, give the parents skills to be resources.
Margot Austin is one of the instructors for the course. She lives in Richmond and teaches drug and alcohol prevention to high school students.
We're preparing them, for bigger challenges, obviously, bigger decisions, and giving them the skills before they get into a situation where they need to use them.
It's proven to delay the onset of substance use in youth. So they can look years in the future and they can show that when you compare the youth who have participated in PROSPER programs with a control group, they start using later in life, which is really important. It's one of the key pieces to keeping youth out of trouble.
That's not just speculation. PROSPER has been tested and evaluated for years, and there's scientific evidence that if it is implemented correctly, it will work.
One of the big pieces about why PROSPER works is because you've got a whole community around you, you've got the support team working, you've got the support of the university, the school, you've also got a larger network that comes from Iowa State, from Pennsylvania, you've got people who've been doing this before. There are a lot of systems in place that help us to deliver these programs as they were intended, in theory, to achieve the same results.
Strengthening Families will continue in the fall with a new group of 6th graders and their parents. In the meantime, this year's participants are using the skills they're learning.
It's been effective, and she comments on it, and she's noticing some of the things I'm doing different, and I'm noticing some of the things she's doing differently.
There's one where working out chores with family and everything, and I think that's worked because we talked about how to handle that better, so my brother and I don't get into arguments about who has which chore.
The PROSPER program is giving kids and parents the tools to have a stronger family, a stronger community, and a healthier future. In Richmond, I'm Rebecca Gollin with Across the Fence.